Your lovely artery when you're 20. Is anybody here that is 20, by the way? Yes. So your blood vessels look like this, and they are lovely and open, and they are the walls are lovely and smooth, and the blood flows down it so that it can take nutrients and oxygen to the bits that you need it to get to, and it can take away all the rubbish out of the cells and the organs so that it can be excreted. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, look what happens as we get older. This is you in your 20s. As you grow older, and we all have arteriosclerosis, this is what happens. Gentlemen, this is the rate that you develop arteriosclerosis. Ladies, we're a bit protected, but we catch up with them here. Do you remember I said that? Yeah. Okay. So by the time you get to here, do this again. Now your blood vessels look like this. Now, do you remember I said to you that 1 in 2 people die of cardiovascular disease? Do you remember that? Yes. Truth of it is, we all have cardiovascular disease. And we all have it because of our 21st century living, the things that Funke related to. The way that we live our stressful lives. Our bodies were not meant to be in this world. 50 years ago, our mothers, our grandmothers did not lead the lives that we lead, did they? It doesn't matter whether you're in this country or abroad. We're now all trying to be superwoman. Do you remember I was being superwoman? We're all getting, all men, we all have the stresses of everyday life, but we've also got the stresses of our toxic world. And part of the program is to help you to understand, and help my clients understand, what that toxic world is doing to us and how we can avoid those toxins. So what happens with this build-up of plaque here is that it causes inflammation. So inflammation is the root of all disease. And what happens is the blood pressure gets up. It's a bit like putting your finger over the top of your hose. Yeah? Yeah, put your finger over the top of the hose, the water comes out, harder, doesn't it? This is what's happening in your body now. High blood pressure in and of itself is the most important cause of cardiovascular disease and cardiovascular accident. What do I mean by that? So if you have a blood clot, so if this is the start of a blood clot, can you see this? So that could be a clot, or it could be a bit of cholesterol. If that cholesterol travels to the heart, then you have a heart attack. If that cholesterol travels to the brain, then you have a stroke. And if that travels to the lungs, then you have a pulmonary embolism. And what I didn't tell you about this day in November, this is my last thing to tell you. When the doctor was talking to me about all the things that were wrong with me, by the time my mother was 50, she had high blood pressure, she had high cholesterol, she was overweight, she had depression, she was agoraphobic, she tried to kill herself. She had a very stressful life, but not in the way I did. She had a stressful life with my father. And she developed cancer too. And at 56, she developed a clot that travelled to her lungs, and she suffered a pulmonary embolism and died. I was 28, and I was 28 weeks pregnant with my first child. So can you see? I decided that I needed to be the good example and not the horrible warning. So my question to you today is, what are you going to do? Are you going to be the good example, or are you going to be the horrible warning? Thank you very much. Thank you. That's me looking overweight, by the way. Wow. Thanks. Thank you very much.